Fear was something I started to learn from, even as a child. I was 5 years old. My parents were now separated or divorced by now. I lived with my mother. We lived in a bad part of Houston, in the undeveloped part of Houston. My mom used to tell me, the undeveloped part of Houston. Now this is on the southeast side, on Crawford Street. I don't doubt that these apartments are still standing. I had this birthday party. It was my 5th birthday party. I remember it. It was a Sunday morning, and the clouds gathered around me, and the thunder was surrounding me. And as a child, and even now as an adult, I'm afraid of thunderstorms. Petrified of them. Scared to death of a thunderstorm. As an adult, I have learned to appreciate the value of randomly charged electrons striking the ground with a million pulses of volts randomly. The power of nature, I've learned. That day, kids gathered, people, and it was great. And it was good. And you know what the funny part was? If you look at most of these pictures, I'm not in but a couple. You can see kids gather around. It's all great. By the time my 5th birthday came, my brother was born out of the union between his father and my mother. My sister was born between my father and her mother. People say that was the reason for the divorce. Well, you decide. Anywho, my party that day started out with a clap of thunder. Of course the storm has passed, but it wasn't that bad. It was maybe a mild thunderstorm at best. But from what I remember, that storm lasted all day long. And at first, I didn't think about it, but I thought I'd seen it in the distance. The lightning. It struck, but it wasn't lightning. It was a camera. How am I supposed to know that lightning, the storm, was over? So, by the next frame, I was too busy ducking, mostly from the camera, because it reminded me of lightning. You know, remember the old school cameras? Remember, this is 1977. Now, they had really bright ones that were on Polaroids, and you got the big old giant cube ones that was on top of the cameras, and they click and they move over. You got like 4 hits, and anyway, it would click, and you click it on and click it off, and it was a mess. No child technology back then. Stone Age, seriously. Anyway, so eventually I ran around trying to duck and cover from the lightning. Well, I didn't do a good job ducking and covering, did I? And eventually I stayed still. And I looked so pathetic. The lightning had beat me, I thought. But it wasn't lightning, it was just a camera. I was so tired that day, I remembered. I laid on my head on my mom's lap while my uncle was with me. I was knocked out. And to be honest with you, that was probably the last birthday party I ever had. I'm 37 years old, so the last birthday party I had was 32 years ago. I need to get another party, y'all.